Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to World of Darkness Preludes Mage. And it is definitely a World of Darkness now, guys, officially. Check out that page. This area is called Quiet, and it definitely has a very different look to anything that we've seen so far. And I think I know why. I think that we delved into forces a little bit beyond our understanding, and we are suffering from a Paradox backlash. Now, I was aware of Paradox playing 3rd edition VTM. I had my friend Lance who played a lot of Mage, and he would talk about Paradox, what happened when a Mage would bend reality just a little too much, and then reality would bend that Mage. And I think we've done that. I read in the comments that this actually happens more when it comes to like time magic, because that's such a huge change, a warping of reality. And we have to find our way out of it. So let's see if Julia is up to the task. You're standing on a plain. Above, an enormous striped sphere covers half of a deep black sky. You can feel, rather than hear, the grating noise of it turning on its axis. It bathes the plain in orange light. The grass below reaches to your knees. It rustles in a faint wind. The air smells of incense and rot. A lone hill rises out of the plain, silhouetted against the enormous sphere in the sky. Something like a Ferris wheel stands at the top. As you start walking toward it, you almost fall into a hole. Only it's not a hole. It's a set of stairs leading down into darkness. So, when I read Ferris wheel, all I think about is Gabriel, and that I guess this is a very similar realm where Gabriel had his little conflict with Mona and Nizar, and we saw what happened to Gabriel, so I don't really want to walk toward the hill. Maybe? Sure, why not? Let's head down into the darkness. Walk down the stairs. Concrete stairs switch back down into darkness. The light from above fades quickly. At first it seems that the dark is absolute, but one by one, spots of light appear on the walls. Lichen, luminous. After the first couple of landings, your eyes have gotten used to the gloom, and that's when you notice the doors. There are 2 of them on each landing, wooden doors carved with ornate patterns and with golden handles. You try one of them, and it glides open without a sound. Inside is a tiny space, no bigger than a closet, filled with a riot of luminescent growth. Grass, flowers, mushrooms, some kind of vines hanging from the ceiling. The smell is pungent, nauseating. You try other doors on your way down. Some of them open into vast halls with vaulted ceilings, some on tiny spaces, some on what look like the beginnings of mazes. All of them are grown over by the same glowing greenery. All of them smell so strongly that the thought of entering makes your stomach turn. You walk down 10 flights, 15, 20. Your knees start to hurt. Your head is spinning from the sights and smells. But at last, the stairs end, and a final door stands before you. The cavern on the other side is big enough that you can't see the other side. The ceiling is low, and your head brushes against stalactites. There's a faint breeze coming from somewhere. From elsewhere, a quiet tapping sound. I don't want to go toward the quiet tapping sound, but that breeze definitely intrigues me. You follow the breeze. Eventually there's a break in the layer of glowing lichen, a hole in the wall. A fresh gust of air comes through, carrying with it the unexpected aroma of burnt sugar. The hole is just big enough for you to squeeze through. The tunnel on the other side is devoid of lichen, but you can see faint light ahead. You fumble your way through the gloom, and the smell of burnt sugar grows stronger. Wow, that gives me a headache. After a final turn in the tunnel, you see the source of the light. It's a window, of all things, set in the wall. On the other side is a room, filled with empty benches and a pulpit. You can hear the faint noise of someone speaking, although you can't make out the words. The window stands ajar. You climb inside, and the window shatters behind you. The room is quiet and blindingly bright. The benches, or pews really, this looks like a little church, stand in neat rows. Little books with red covers are evenly spaced out in the sheets. The pulpit is unoccupied. A single sheaf of paper lies on it. You walk over to peek at it. It says something in large block letters, but your eyes refuse to settle on the text. as if the letters are moving. It gives you a headache. I can sympathize. You pick up one of the books and leaf through it. The pages are blank. There's nothing more here. Just you, the benches, the pulpit, and the lights swaying above. Might as well take a look at the Ferris wheel. The gondolas are simple wire cages with two benches facing each other. You step onto the platform under the Ferris wheel and then into the gondola at the bottom. It sways slightly under your weight. As soon as you get inside, the wheel creaks into motion. You have to sit down to avoid falling over. The wheel turns with an infinitely slow motion. As the gondola rises, you can see more and more of the landscape around you. The plain below stretches out as far as the eye can see, flat and featureless. The striped planet above bathes it in a ghostly light. Nothing moves in the town below. The only light comes from the odd little house in the middle of the plaza, where light spills out from the windows. The wheel creaks you to a halt as you reach its highest point. You wait for a long moment for something to happen. All you can hear is the rumble of the planet above and the wind in your ears. This is obviously not real, screw this, or you're not in a hurry. No, we need to get out of here, this is bad, screw this. This isn't real. You're tired of this nonsense. You stand up and walk over to the opening at the other end of the gondola. The Ferris wheel stands on the edge of a drop-off in front of you. The plane stretches out toward the horizon. The plane below pulls at you. You let it, and you step into the void. You fall for a long time. Your stomach contracts and releases, contracts and releases. You spin around in the air, first with your feet down, then diving head first. The ground rises up towards you with infinite slowness. When you land flat on your belly. Your ribs collapse, your stomach bursts open. You feel the crunch of vertebrae, tibia, fibula, ulna. Your jaw shatters. There is no pain. You lie in a crater, bathing in your own entrails and blood. The grass is soft, yielding. It embraces you, pulls you down. You sink as if in quicksand. The grass fills your nose and mouth. You reflexively choke, although your lungs have already collapsed. What remains of your chest heaves as your body settles into the ground. The soil closes over your head. You can do nothing but feel and listen as the ground pulls you downward. Your mouth is filled with dirt. Your nose is stuffed with it. Your eyes are gritty with it. Something cold and soft brushes up against you, then disappears. The soil gives way to rock. It pushes up against your ruined chest. It smells of granite and gunpowder. What is left of your bones crackle. There's a crevice just below your face, and it sucks you in. You squeeze through the crack, face compressed, arms locked along your sides. Then, the pressure lets up. You're in free fall once more. Water closes over your head. You come to floating on your back. You're in a cavern. Little blue lights dot the ceiling. You flail your arms, and they move like they should. You swim for the shore and pull yourself up onto a rock. The cavern is quite small, perhaps 20 meters across. The ceiling is covered in a lichen that glows a gentle blue. The air smells like a room where someone has been sleeping for a long time. The shallow pool reflects the lights in the ceiling, and something else. A figure crouching across from you. It looks like a man, but his head is crowned with deer horns. He is watching you with eyes gleaming in the faint blue light. "Who are you?" you ask. "Who do you think?" he replies in a soft whisper. I don't know." "Good," he pauses. "And who are you?" "Julia," you say. "Are you sure?" "What do you mean?" "You died," the horned man says. "Death is transformation." What happens now?" you ask him. "You move on," he replies, "as the dead do." "But where?" The horned man merely looks at you. You look around the cavern. There doesn't seem to be a way out. "How do I get out of here?" you ask. The horned man is silent. "Here," he says after a while. He calmly reaches up and plucks out his left eye, then tosses it across the pool to you. You catch it. It's warm and wet in your hand. What do I do with it?" you ask. "As you please," he says. You put the eye in your pocket. Throw yourself into the pool. Let's go ahead and approach the man. You edge around the pool toward the horned man. As you get closer, he stands up. He's short, doesn't quite reach to your shoulders. Up close, his face is very old and lined. His expression doesn't change as he grabs your shoulders and with unexpected strength, tosses you into the pool. The water closes over your head. Your lungs fill with water. You refuse to panic and merely spread your arms and fall. The concrete floor is hard. Your jaw cracks again and you cough up water. Where am I? You're in a seemingly endless corridor. The opening you came through has vanished. Suddenly it hits you like a blow. You have a body. And your body is tired, hungry, and thirsty. There has to be a way out of here. You start walking. You walk down the corridor for a long time. Nothing changes. You wonder if you're getting anywhere at all. The walls are featureless and smooth. Your feet make no sound. Sometimes you think you can see something moving in the distance, but whatever it is stays just out of view. Eat the eyeball or keep walking? Well, the conventional options don't seem to be helping. Let's eat the eyeball. You put the eyeball into your mouth and bite down on it. It bursts on your tongue in a flood of tangy saltiness. You force yourself to swallow. Was this the right thing to do? Who knows? Nothing happens. You keep walking. The thing in the distance is indeed movement, and you break into a run. There's someone there, trudging down the corridor. "Hey!" you shout. The figure doesn't react. You get closer. It looks like a woman, about your height. "Hey!" you say again. The other person stops. You touch her shoulder. She turns around, and your own face stares back at you. She gropes along the wall. Her nails catch on something and she pulls. It's a door, and it opens. On the other side is your bedroom. Someone who looks like you is in bed, eyes closed. The girl with your face takes your hand and leads you over to the bed. She pushes you down onto the mattress. The you who lies on the bed moves slightly to leave you room. You lie down next to yourself. Whoa! Okay. She helps... Okay, stumbles to your feet and runs over to where you're sitting. She helps you to your feet. Come on. You look down at Ricky. She looks up at you. In the silence, you can hear the faint wheeze of her breath. Leave her where she is, or we can't leave her like this. Man, after what she did... I don't know. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and roll a d20 here. Evens, we take her with us. Odds, we leave her where she is. So, here we go. Odds. The cold November rain lashes at your window as someone rings on the doorbell. It's Mona and Nizar. They look relaxed and bright-eyed. The premature worry lines around their eyes are gone. Then Mona is holding a small box. You sit down with a pot of tea. Mona opens the box, revealing a little treasure trove of fresh baklava. "We found someone at the mosque, one of our own tradition," Nizar says. "We're staying with his family." "What will you do?" "Build a new life here. A peaceful one. And," Nizar winks, "someone needs to teach you the ropes." You laugh. What's the first step?" Mona grins at you. "Dancing." That night, Ricky stands on the foot of your bed. She stares at you with wide eyes. You know she'll be standing there every night for the rest of your life. Ooh, creepy. Epilogue. Sweden to accept more refugees. At a press conference today, Prime Minister Stefan Löfven, oh no, he won, and Deputy Prime Minister Åsa Romson declared that Sweden will adopt an open-door policy for refugees. What? Sweden has taken the biggest responsibility relative to our population, while other EU countries have done very little. However, we will continue to do so. Our economy is doing very well. We have the resources, and we certainly have the space, and above all, we have the will. Löfven says the government will allot more money to housing for refugees and education in Swedish to get them into society as quickly as possible. It'll take effort, and the transition won't be easy, but we see it as an investment in our country's future. With an aging population, there'll be a huge need for manpower in several sectors. Wait a minute. Was Asa that one who was with Ricky? He finishes. Sweden will be an example, a beacon of hope in a Europe that refuses to take responsibility for people in need. The end. So, maybe our actions changed his outlook on things? I don't know. Man, but we went ahead and left Ricky where she was. I guess we may have her ghost or some sort of specter haunting us now. But all in all, I mean, we have Nizar and Mona teaching us how to be a mage, so that's cool. Tap to continue. Oh, is that it? Yes, indeed. Okay. Well, can we... Does it just go into the... Yeah. Huh. Well, all in all, compared to how the vampire one... Whoa. That's crazy. Compared to how the vampire one ended, this one was actually pretty good for Julia. She's taking her first steps into a larger world. She definitely has a skeleton in her closet, in terms of Ricky's specter or ghost, or maybe just her from some other realm. But, all in all, not too bad, I have to say. Can we go ahead and go back to day one? Or go into the credits? About Mage. Reality is not fixed, but rather a set of agreed-upon assumptions enforced by the collective will of humanity, the sleepers. Mages are those people who recognize that reality is not static, and realize that through the application of their will, usually channeled through rituals or some other similar mystical or scientific practices, reality can be changed. The central theme of Mage is the search for ascension, not only for the individual, but for all mankind. So, I really liked this. I liked this a lot better than the vampire one with the cell. It was a more traditional story, but it still had some pretty heady themes and conflicts. It's cool. I tell you what, it actually is going to convince me to probably buy the new Mage, along with the Vampire 4th or 5th edition whenever it comes out. So, you guys definitely did a good job introducing me to the world. I'm very intrigued. But that will be the end of World of Darkness Preludes, guys. We did both the Vampire and the Mage stories. I enjoyed both of them thoroughly, and I hope you guys enjoyed me taking you on this little trip through the new World of Darkness. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And I'll see you guys in the next series. Later days, everyone.